welcome back to another video. It is time to start lamb planing our fields again. We finished packing them after plowing. Now we got the lamb plane hooked up to this tractor, which on the agenda today, we still need to go get the duals front and back, put those on here. We're definitely going to need them. And we need to do a little bit of maintenance to this lamb plane before we can get it into the field. We call it a lamb plane, essentially smoothing out the field, getting ready to list up beds. So we call it, it's a 24 foot. We set the GPS to 22 just to get a little bit of overlap, level it off the field real good. One of the issues we had, I don't know, somewhere along the lines a couple of years ago, this guy back here got bent, and this is what I'm trying to fix. So it's nice and warped, it's really bent down right here, and it snapped this bearing housing right here. This is all broken, so I got a new one to replace it with. There's one right there. Every joint has something to hold on to it, and here it's just completely loose. So I gotta bend it back up, put a new one on there, and also these turnbuckles that are on right here, as we have on that side, they're not the right ones. We can't ever, I guess you could call them, disengage it. We can never put these all the way out of the ground. So I need to see how short I need to make it, or either go buy, which I looked in town today morning, couldn't find a short one. So I'm thinking about seeing if I could just modify the one that we have. It's a little too long, so I want to see if I can shorten it just enough to where I can disengage them completely, because sometimes when we do, like say yard work, leveling off the caliche on the yard or something, we don't want to have it scratching there. We like to have it scratching in the field, because in between lamb planing and listing beds, it can get windy when we water it, and it helps for blowing just a little bit to keep our field on our field and not on the neighbors. So we like to disengage it for when we do yard work, but engage it whenever we're in the field. So that's kind of what I'm trying to modify here real quick. We'll see if we can get it fixed up, get the tractor ready. Hopefully we can get into the field yet today. It is far from perfect. It does not really want to bend due to this all being so flimsy, but it bent a little bit. It bent enough to where we'll be okay with it. Put the new bearing on there, so that's all connected and all good again. Now just to adjust these. That one, as you can tell, that one's as short as it can go, and it's wanting to dig into the ground like crazy. Like these are, like there's a lot of tension on there. It's wanting to dig in the ground real good. So on this one, I already measured it. We want from hole to hole to be 14 inches. So I'm thinking if I just take these ends out of here and just chop off X amount of inches on each end and put them back in there, that should be fine, right? That's just a temporary fix anyway. I think that's what I'll do, because for how rarely we turn it back and forth, I'm pretty sure you can take these all the way to that. I'm anyways gonna try and see if I can. I don't really feel like buying a whole bunch, but 2 whole new ones just for a small modification. So I'm gonna stick this in a vise and see if I can take these out of here and go from there. Nope, failed. It's not what I thought it was on the inside. I thought it was threads all the way to the center, but no, we just got, you can't even see it. It's only 2 inches of thread. So that is not gonna work. I guess I'll have to spend the extra money and buy a new set where we can actually make it work. I didn't want to spend more money than what I had to, but I guess if we have no other options, we will. We'll stick these guys back in there, and then in town no one had any, so I'll have to order some. And who knows when that'll get here. We might be done lamb planing by then. Who knows? But if we need to do any caliche work up until then what we normally do, we just take those off and then we just chain those scratches, or we just chain them up, that way they're up and out of the way. Like I said, it's inconvenient, but it is what it is now. We'll slap these guys back on here. We're gonna go grab some lunch and the duals for that tractor, put that on, and then hopefully get in the field. For now, we're just putting the front duals, we just reversed them
Put the right side on the left side, and the left side we're gonna put on that side. Just that way, because now we're not needing a row crop formation, I guess you could call it. So this way, it goes a little closer to the first tire, and there's not as much wear on the ILS. So just a little safety precaution. Those two tend to wear out. A little less wear, might as well save it for as long as we can. We like to keep the front duals at least like this if we can. So we got all the other 3 tires done already. Now just to put this last spacer on and tire, and this tractor should be good to go. And she's ready to hit the field. And we got that second one already ready and at the field. So before we actually get started in the field, on the west side of this field here, we have a road that it comes right to the edge of our field, and our pivot actually waters right over the road. And it is always a very big hassle dealing with it. It's always a puddle there when we're watering. It's always inconvenient. So we talked with the neighbors and we were like, hey, I know y'all don't like it either. And so we have a half-mile pivot and they have 2 smaller fields. So right there where our field, where the edge is, there's plenty of room on that side of the field. So what we're gonna do, and the neighbors were okay with it, we're building a new road over there. It's not gonna be fancy, it's not gonna be that pretty, but it'll be definitely better than what we had. And so I'm just gonna make my way once across the field over here, head to the pad and grab our discer. There's a bunch of weeds over there. We're gonna disc a couple, maybe 1 or 2 times where we want the road. And then with the land plane itself, we're gonna come behind it, level it off real smooth. And then my cousin's actually gonna head over there possibly tomorrow, and he's gonna start hauling caliche over there. We have a caliche pit of our own. Our loader's already sitting over there. He's gonna fill up the belly dump, and he's gonna start bringing caliche over there. Once there's enough there, we'll come back with the land planes, and we'll level it off real good. Once that's all done, we'll water it down, we'll rent a packer, we'll pack it down, and we're gonna make a really good road over there off of the field. We're out of the way from always getting watered on, puddles creating potholes, you name it, the works. It's a very big old hassle and everything, so just gonna get to the field here, just gonna go across and head to the caliche pad. Man, I don't know, something about it. My throat was fine, but after working outside earlier, I guess a little bit of the dust and dryness and me not drinking any water, smart of me, I know, right? Now my throat is all kind of scratchy and I feel like my voice is going away. It's been doing that recently. It's completely fine all day long and only like towards the evening. I guess from working outside and the dryness, it's been very windy lately. I feel like it's been acting up and it's getting all scratchy and whatnot. So if my voice sounds a little weird, that's probably it. Other than that, I'm feeling normal. Not sick at all. Still feel fine. But that's what every farmer says when they're sick, right? There's no time to be sick. There's just time to work. The wheat, on the other hand, is actually coming along real great. It's not gonna take long, and we're gonna start swathing that. I'm actually very excited for that. I always love swathing. Swathing is always one of my more favorite jobs. Oh, by the way, you notice our new pew mounts? Pew mounts? Yeah, we made these ourselves. I say we, my cousin made them ourselves. Right? You can adjust it to the length of your item that you stick in there. We got put cushions on in the bottom. Strap it in there real good. No more window mount. Custom made these ourselves. That is I'm very excited for that for planting season. That's gonna be nice. Love it. Way better than the window mount. Nice and out of the way too. Alright, so I hopped in this other tractor because I kind of knew where I wanted the road to go. This is where the previous road is right now, and we're veering it off to this side.
Yeah, the disking looks pretty good.
Well, when the pivot comes across here, there's always a bunch of puddles on the road. Everyone always drives around it anyway. There we're starting to drive over here. So out of convenience, I didn't actually quite make it where we have been driving, because right here it comes back up a little bit, and I rather want this road to be a little bit elevated rather than lower, just that way we don't get that same issue where water wants to puddle up right here. So disking looks pretty much done right now. There's one little spot on that side I want to disc a little bit more, and then a couple more times with that land plane, and I think we'll have ourselves a decent foundation for when we want to put down some caliche. Done with the disker, and I hooked on to this other land plane again. Now I'm going to help him level it off again a little bit more, and then I think we'll be good. Then we can head back into the field.
Oh yeah, that road is looking much better.
The worst part about land plane has got to be doing the edges of the field. Everywhere where the plow came up out of the ground, it always leaves those ruts. So it's very, very bumpy. And you gotta kind of go a little slow because you're kind of rocking back and forth the entire time. And I mean, it looks good behind us, covering all those lines, filling all the trenches and everything. So it does a good job, but it's just bumpy. It's a hassle. It's annoying, but it's got to be done. All right, I'm ready for the day.
Well, the wind definitely picked up. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, we're gonna call it for today. Not because it's late, but because, you know, you see the dust blowing, right? And we just now, the whole field is, the majority of it is kind of like that tight, not tighter soil, but it's harder or heavier. It's still sand, but it's a little bit heavier, and now we're getting to a really sandy spot in the field. So we figured it's gonna be gusty like this till like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So we figured rather not have the whole field blow away on us, and we'll call it for today. Tomorrow we'll get back out here, we'll finish the field, and we can also move to the next one if need be, and then save our field just a little bit from all this crazy winds and whatnot. So I'm gonna call it here. As always, I do appreciate y'all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.